I'm Junan Greco, Director of Public Relations for the university. And for the last couple of weeks, we in the Marywood community have had the honor and privilege to meet and get to know Sister Mary Persico. So it is with great excitement that today, at this media conference, we get to introduce her to the greater community. So I would like to thank all of you for coming, and most especially thank my friends and colleagues in the media for coming. And let me quickly introduce our stage party. To my right, we have Sister Ann Munley, our president. Dr. Ann Henry, the chair of the Marywood University Board of Trustees. To my left, Marywood President-elect Sister Mary Persico. And the President of the Congregation of the Sister Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, Sister Ellen Maroney. I am going to start the program with Sister Ellen Maroney.
Thank you, Junan. Good morning. It is my very great honor and joy to stand before you today, representing the Congregation of the Sisters, Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the founding and sponsoring congregation of Marywood University. On behalf of all of the IHM Sisters and the Marywood University Corporation, I extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to Sister Mary this morning. Indeed, it is a day of great joy and gratitude for all of us. I want to also acknowledge and personally thank Dr. Ann Henry, the chair, and all the members of the Marywood University Board of Trustees, whose tireless devotion to this university has been an inspiration to me, and I know to all of us. I am especially grateful to those trustees, faculty members, students, alumni, professional and support staffs, all of those who served on the Presidential Search Committee. Their diligence and commitment to finding the best person for this position was profoundly moving throughout the process. And a special thank you to Maya Kirkhope, who was the wonderful consultant to all of us on that committee. The Sisters of IHM have a very unique and profoundly deep relationship with Marywood University that is rooted in our shared history, a connection of mission and heart. In 1845, Mother Teresa Maxis Duchemin left her family, her home, and her oblate congregation in Baltimore to travel to Monroe, Michigan, responding to a request to help educate French immigrants there. It was in that same Monroe that Teresa founded our own IHM Congregation in 1845. Those sisters soon made their way to Northeast Pennsylvania, and by the early 1900s, they were greatly concerned about the lack of educational opportunities for women in this area. The idea for a women's liberal arts college was conceived by Mother Cyril Conway. The dream became a reality on September 8, 1915, when Marywood College opened its doors to 34 women. It was the first college for women in northeastern Pennsylvania and the first Catholic college for women in the state. Marywood's story over the past 100 years, much like the story of our IHM congregation, has been one of struggle, adversity, and challenge, as well as incredible trust, courage, vision, and daring. Marywood has grown to become a comprehensive, co-ed Catholic university, due in part, large part, to the lives and energies of sisters like Mother Cyril, Mother Germaine O'Neill, the first president, Sister Immaculata Gillespie, the first dean, and even down in its history to its current president, Sister Ann Munley. I'd like to take a moment now to express our sincere and deep thanks to Sister Ann for her own leadership and love for all that is Marywood during her term as Marywood's 11th president. Thank you, Ann. Led by God's Spirit, Marywood University stands today as a testament to what is possible when ordinary lives share extraordinary dreams. In 1965, Sister Mary Persico traveled 1 hour north from her hometown of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, to become a freshman at Marywood College. Even then, she demonstrated early leadership and personal skills and qualities that would characterize her throughout her entire life. It was no surprise that she was elected president of the student body in her junior year. And while at Marywood, Mary met the IHM sisters, who were to become her mentors, colleagues, and friends. And she, too, was soon drawn by the same call and the same dream. At the end of her junior year, Mary entered the congregation of the Sisters of IHM, and the rest, as they say, is great history. As a graduate of Marywood and as an IHM who was elected to serve 2 terms as her congregation's treasurer and also 2 terms as the congregation president, Mary is no stranger to the mission and values of the IHM and this Marywood University. Over a century ago, the founding sisters dreamed a dream rooted in an abiding faith in God and a desire to educate leaders who would seek justice for all in their endeavors, who would treat others with compassion and respect, regardless of ethnic, gender, racial, economic, or other differences, and who would work to close the gap between the powerful and the oppressed, the wealthy and the poor, the privileged and the marginalized. The expression of that same dream is alive today, and it is what distinguishes this university and what will make a difference for our world today and into the future, just as it has in the past. Mary, we are blessed that you have lived that dream throughout your life and bring your own unique gifts and skills to serve it anew in the coming years. It is a dream built on a firm foundation and nurtured by the courageous women who have gone before you. I have no doubt that you will add creatively and concretely to that foundation as you work with students, faculty, administrators, staff, alumni, and the entire Marywood University and IHM family to make a positive difference in our world. Marywood's future is in good hands. And Mary, as a gesture of our IHM connection with you and this beloved institution, and knowing your love of scarves, I would like to give you this special IHM scarf. May it always symbolize for you the IHM legacy of faith, vision, and service that has set this university apart from others for over a century. And may it be a source of inspiration for you and for Marywood's next 100 years and more. Welcome home, Mary. I am now very delighted to introduce Dr. Ian Henry, the Chair of the Board of Trustees. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ellen. It's great that you wore a blue jacket today, Sister Mary. It fits right in, right? Yes. I just would like to tell you a little bit more about Sister Mary Persico. She's a woman who has many talents. Her professional background includes extensive leadership, business, and fundraising experience. After receiving a bachelor's degree in French and education from Marywood University, she earned a doctoral degree in educational leadership from Lehigh University. She has spent most of her life in the field of education as a teacher, administrator, and adjunct professor. She was one of the founding members of the African Sisters Education Collaborative, a program designed to provide leadership education in business, administration, and spirituality to leaders of congregations of women religious in 6 African countries. Sister Mary also served as president of the Congregation of the Sisters Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary from 2002 through 2010. She has overseen a number of academic and leadership initiatives. She initiated and successfully executed a $23 million capital campaign for the construction of the Persico Family Our Lady of Peace residence, a state-of-the-art elder care residence for the IHM Sisters, which opened in January 2006. Sister Mary conducted a capital campaign and facilitated the construction of a $10 million addition to Holy Cross High School in Delran, New Jersey. A sought-after presenter and consultant, Sister Mary has given numerous educational and leadership sessions on topics such as communications, resilience and change, finance, business ethics, and leadership. Known for her positive outlook, determination, creative problem solving, and quick wit, I'm confident that Sister Mary will be a dynamic and inspiring force on campus, in the community, and with our national and international audience of alumni and friends. Please join me in giving Sister Mary a warm Marywood welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Henry, and thank you, Sister Ellen. Good morning. I'm very happy to be with all of you. I don't have any prepared remarks this morning, but nothing I could have prepared would have really prepared me for the lovely breakfast I had just about an hour ago, because I was sitting with Giovanna and Yaredin and Kyle and Rachel and Melissa and Mike and Maria. And those are 6 wonderful and wonderfully representative students of Marywood University. And I'll tell you, if the students at Marywood University overall are anything like those 7 young men and women, the world is going to be a wonderful place in the future. I congratulate you for all your accomplishments. They told me everything they're doing, where they're going this summer, the internships they have. It's just phenomenal. So you, the Marywood community, no matter what role you play in the community, should be very happy and proud to be a part of this wonderful place. And so that was my preparation to this press conference this morning. I don't know where Ellen got all that information about my life, but one of the things...
And there's more.
And there's more. Yeah, that's unfortunate. One of the things that people always say to me is that true? You went to Marywood for 3 years and then you left and became a sister? And yeah, you know, and the first thing I feel like saying is, what was I thinking? But I missed my senior year. How about that? But the second thing is, when I left Marywood to become a sister, I never left Marywood. And that was the best part. And so I feel that my heart has never left Marywood. I have always followed Marywood and all of her accomplishments. I was thrilled to be on the board for 8 years, and I certainly love coming back here. And I see the wonderful things that have developed under Sister Ann's tutelage and during her tenure. I walked by the Learning Commons on April 4th when I was here, and it was filled with students. And they were eating lunch, and they were studying, and they were talking to one another, and just socializing, and just enjoying the surroundings. And I thought, boy, what a beautiful tribute, you know, to Marywood and to Marywood's history, and what a wonderful way to conclude 100 years of Marywood's history. So it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm sure in the future, people will be very thrilled to have an opportunity to work there and study there and be there. So with that, I think Sister Ellen has told you a lot about myself, and I think Dr. Henry has said a few things about where I've been in the past X number of years. Sister Ellen had to tell you what year I came to Marywood. I'll get her for that later. But we're here to just talk to some folks and see what you're thinking, what you'd like to talk about. So I'll open it up to you. So would anyone like to ask a question? I know we're talking to the press here, but if anyone else wants to ask a question, that's okay too. So who wants to start? Who wants to have the first question or the first comment? And if there are none, we can just have a nice cup of coffee and go home. Yes.
What is your vision for Marywood?
Yes, I've been asked that question. You know, what is, and who are you?
Michelle McKay.
Yes?
I'm on the board,
You're,
the alumni board.
oh, you're on the alumni board. Wonderful. Congratulations. I'll be seeing you. Well, I've been asked that question, and I do have a vision for Marywood, but the truth of the matter is that my vision is just my vision. And I believe that when we all come together and we want to think about what our vision is going to be as we move forward, we should all have our fingerprints on what that vision is. And I would like in 5 years for people throughout the state of Pennsylvania, throughout New Jersey, as far as New York and beyond. I know Yvonne's from the Virgin Islands, and she has a cousin who was here, and she has another relative who was here, and they didn't even connect with each other, and she ended up here. So I would like when the name of Marywood University is mentioned, at least in this greater geographic area, people's heads are turned, and they say, boy, that's a place where learning and education is on the cutting edge, where people who come from there are successful, and they're people who inspire and influence everyone they meet, the people with whom they work, the people they serve, and that they are people of integrity and make the world a better place. You know, that's my overall vision. Now, there are many ways to get there while people are still here at the university, but I think I'll go back to my original statement and say, when everyone gets their fingerprints on that, how do we do that in a concrete way, I think it'll be perfect, and we'll have the roadmap in front of us. And we will have, in 2020 vision. And that'll be that'll be my graduating class in 2020. My second graduating class. All right, thank you, Michelle. I'll be seeing you on the board. Okay. Someone else? Okay, folks, you're on. Later on, okay. That'll be fine. All right. Yes?
During your sessions when you were visiting campus, you said you wanted to accomplish a spirit of oneness and openness. So can you go into detail on how you plan to accomplish this?
And what is your name?
My name is Jessica.
Jessica? Okay, Jessica is wondering how I would accomplish a milieu of oneness and openness on campus. Well, I think that requires a great deal of time and communication and an effort on the part of everyone to listen. You know, listening is really at the heart of communication. I guess sometimes people think that speaking or writing is at the heart of communication, and those certainly are components of communication. But I believe that listening is truly at the heart of education. And we need to listen to each other. You know, everyone has something to say. Everyone has a piece of the puzzle. Everyone has a slice of the truth. And so I think wherever we can have forums where people can get together and listen to one another and express their ideas openly, that's a way of forming a sense of unity and oneness. And people always long for that. You know, that's I think what we long for in the world we feel that it's missing. Sometimes it's just a matter of, just listening to what the person next to us has to say. So I think that's how I would begin. And we can talk about it a little bit more offline if you want to. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Hi, Sister Jim Gavin, how are you?
I'm great. Happy to see you, Jim.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
A question on your vision of the enhancements for Marywood as it relates to diversity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know that's something that's really burning within Jim, and I think it's a very appropriate question. And, if the university truly is the laboratory of the world, it can't be something that is insulated. And so I think it's important for us to open our doors, our arms, our minds, and our hearts to diversity, not only in not only the visual diversity, but also the diversity of thought, the diversity of culture, the diversity of spirituality, and any kinds of diversity. I know immediately when we say diversity, we think about ethnic diversity, gender diversity, and that type of diversity. But I think we need to think of diversity in much deeper ways. So if, as I said, the university is the laboratory of the world, we need to foster an education that opens our minds and our spirits and our hearts to what's different. What stands in our way as human beings is that we look as the different as the enemy. And really, difference and diversity is what makes the world go round, what makes it rich, what makes it better, what makes it full. And so I think whatever we can do, Jim, to encourage diversity of thought in every possible way, and also diversity in the traditional sense of diversity, we need to make a concerted effort to do that. And again, as I often say in answering questions, and not trying to cop out of them, but I mean it sincerely, we need to get people together, people like you, Jim, who have a sincere interest in that, so to put our minds together to say, how can we do this, and what can we do? And then be intentional about doing it. But in order for this university or any university to be a beacon to the world, we need to be diverse, and we need to respect the diversity of others. A student told me when I was on campus, it was a diversity student, that she felt marginalized. And another part of your question, I think, Jim, is to make certain, now that's not just something that happens at Marywood, it happens everywhere. It happens in schools everywhere, happens in workplaces everywhere. But I think we really need to imbue in our students and in our community the understanding that every person deserves the respect of everyone else. And we need to make sure that that's a value that's inculcated into everything we do. So I think that diversity question is really a big one, and we need to pay attention to it. Thank you, Jim. Any other questions? I see here we have a real cross-section of the community. I'd like to give a shout out to my sisters, my IHM sisters, who are ever so supportive of me, and I thank you for that. And for all of you who are here, I see some familiar faces, some alums, some people from the professional staff, and it's great, and I look forward to working with every constituency within this community, and if we work together, we can do great things. And the more you come on in, the better it is. Anyone else? Bob, do you have a question? No, you have to go to work.
Thanks for pointing me out.
Yes, okay. I'll probably do it again. Bob, thanks for your hard work, really. Yeah, it's great. Yes, do you have a question? Yes.
Yes, I do. I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Okay.
And my comment is that I'm thrilled and extremely pleased that you would take on this prestigious job. And thank you for considering it. And you should know that a lot of the alumni are certainly behind you. Michelle is one of my classmates too. And that we will do everything we can to help you in your journey.
Thank you. You go way back, right?
Yes, we do.
I don't know if the word prestigious is the right word, but I think difficult is and it is for anyone in this day and age. But, you know, I'm willing to do it. I'm never afraid of hard work. Someone else? Well, if not, I want to thank Sister Ann personally. Sister Ann has been a support and has promised to help me in this transition, and I know she will. And I'm grateful for that, and grateful for all that she has done for this university in the past 9 years. I look at that, we walked through, Junan and I walked through the architecture school the other day. I remember when it was the gym, and people were busily at work there, and really, we owe a great tribute to Anne for carrying on the IHM tradition, for loving the IHM charism and history as she does, as almost no one else does. She is very committed to that, so I thank her. I thank Dr. Henry, too, for her support. And, of course, Sister Ellen and all the IHM sisters. So if there are no other questions, then...
I want you to stay at that podium, sister, because we have a presentation I'm going to ask.
Oh, another scarf?
Yes, going to.
Oh, it's Maria and Melissa. What did I tell you?
Sorry, I was As current Student Government Association President and as incoming Student Government President, it's our privilege to welcome you as an incoming freshman, as an honorary member of the class of 2020, by presenting you with this official orientation t-shirt. Wow.
So here it is, 2020, my second graduating class. Now, you know what? You know that commercial where the guy goes, you know, I'm never going to do this, or I'm never going to do that, I'm never going to do this. And then at the end he says, I'm never going to let go. I'm never letting go of this t-shirt. And on graduation 2020, I'll have it. So anyway, thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for improving my wardrobe.
And that concludes our program, and members of the media sister will be available for interviews now. Thank you, everybody.